Hello and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Sam and today's video is going to be some books that I think deserve more hype. Underhyped books. Now, some people have opinions on what truly is an underhyped book. Some people will say that even if it's a popular author, is it really an underhyped book then? I say, yeah. Popular authors can have very underhyped books. And oftentimes, I think some of the ones that are the most popular aren't even their best ones. So some of these you will see the authors are very popular, but at least the people that I follow and the community that I have and I don't see a whole lot of people talking about these books. So that's why I want to get them out here. And if you have not read them yet, now is your chance. I have 7 books to talk about. Mostly are romance, but I do have a thriller and then a general fiction book that I actually just finished. Probably not even a week ago, and I am obsessed with it. But we'll just get through some of the romances first. The first one that I have. I love this book so much. It combines 2 of my favorite things, mafia and a secret baby. It's also like a surprise pregnancy, but then it is a secret baby as well. This is Pretty Ugly Promises by C.W. Farnsworth. This author, I feel like in general, I don't really hear a whole lot of people talking about, but especially this book. I know she does have, I want to say it's like a soccer romance that is coming out that I think is traditionally published now. I'm pretty sure I've seen it in Barnes. So it's like she's got a few that are traditionally published. This one is indie published, and you know what? From the works that I have read from her, this one is still my favorite, and I don't see a lot of people talking about it, probably because it is surprise pregnancy and secret baby. People tend to hate that trope. I eat it up. Okay? So the beginning of this book starts out when our hero and heroine, Nick and I believe Lila, yes, they are in college. They are so in love, but Nick is definitely hiding something from Lila. He does not want his past, his life to affect her. So he ends up having to leave her. He doesn't tell her where he's going, nothing. She does not hear anything from him. And then she turns up pregnant. And at when it's present day, we have Lila who takes their son to the doctor. And the doctor that she goes to see just so happens to be one of Nick's really, really good friends. He tells Nick, you may want to contact Lila. Things go from there. I ate this book up. I probably read this in one sitting. It was so good. So again, if you like mafia, I will say this is more lighter-ish mafia. You do get those aspects of the mafia, but it's truly about them coming back together and getting to know each other where they're at now and learning how to co-parent together. So I adored this. Again, if you like Secret Baby and you like mafia and you have not read this, please check it out. And then the next book I'm going to recommend. You guys are going to be so tired of me talking about this book if you aren't already tired of me shoving this book down your throat. The Surrogate by Penelope Ward. This is just so many good things. So many things that I personally love in a book is in here, okay? And you're going to see a theme throughout probably the next 2 romance books that I talk about. They all follow heroes who are very tortured, very grumpy heroes, very closed off to the world, but this bubbly heroine comes in and just breathes life back into them. And that is exactly what happens in this book with Sigmund, or Sig, and Abby. Now, Sig is a widower, and his in-laws come to him one day and say, we know that our daughter froze her eggs and we want to find a surrogate to have her baby, your all's baby, and so we can have this little piece of her. They are missing her dearly, so they just want kind of her life to be brought back in the form of, her child. And in comes Abby. Abby, I believe her parents are friends with Sig's late wife's friends. Somehow they kind of know each other. They're connected in some sort of way. So Abby she's sort of living her life kind of listlessly. She doesn't really know what she wants to do, where she wants to end up, but she does know that she wants to help people. She has such a big heart. So when she hears of these parents wanting to find a surrogate for their late daughter, she volunteers. And when Sig finds out about this, he is like, what kind of crazy person is going to offer up their body and their time for this? So he ends up wanting to meet her. Sig lives in London, so he flies her out, and they really do not get off on the right foot at first, but she just slowly just inches her way into his life. And oh my God, I loved these two so much. And you really see that underneath all of the hurt that Sig is feeling, he is such a good person. He deeply loves the people that he cares about. He's such a good man, has such a good heart, like Abby. Oh, these two. I love this book. Please read it. It's also a little messy, a little angsty, because, you know, this woman is carrying my and my dead wife's baby. It's a whole thing, but it's such a freaking good book. I love it so much. Okay, next up, this is going to be one of the popular authors, but I don't hear many people talking about this book. And to be honest, this is in the most recent books that she has published, and this, I think, came out last year, 2024. This is my favorite book that she has published. It just reminded me so much of her older works in the angst and just the tension and the feels that it gave me. Learn Your Lesson by Kandi Steiner. This is book 3 in the Kings of Ice series, and we are following Daddy P, Will, and Chloe. Now, Will is the goalie for the Tampa Bay Osprey, which is the hockey team that is in here that the series follows. He is also a widower and he has a daughter. Chloe is his daughter's kindergarten teacher. And in the beginning of this book, he is late picking up his daughter. I believe the previous nanny has just kind of left him high and dry. And so he's kind of scrambling to try and find people to help him with his daughter because, you know, he has lots of practices and things that he has to get to. And so his daughter is left at school one day. So Chloe takes her over to the ice rink where they are practicing. And she just feels so bad for him and his daughter because Will is sort of rubbing off, not even sort of, he is rubbing off on his daughter. She is also very closed off to the world. She's just a very quiet, kind of introspective child. And that is very evident when Chloe meets Will, you know, where she got it from. And she's like, do these people ever smile? Do they have anything joyful going on in their life? But it is definitely apparent that they both love each other and they're really all each other has. And so Chloe offers to be the live-in nanny for Will and his daughter. And things go from there. Will also, I believe there's spicy lessons that go down in here. Chloe was from a very religious family, so there's lots of kind of things that she has to unpack there. And again, grumpy hero who has a heroine that is just sunshine and just breathes life back into not only his life but his daughter's life, and they just make the cutest little family. I love this book. Okay, please, if you have not read this one by Kandi Steiner, do it. Just do it now, okay? The next book that I'm going to recommend to you is From Air by Joel E. Ann. This woman has been pumping out the new releases recently, and you know what? They have all been so good. This one, though, I feel like this series, she did, I believe, in March, From Nowhere came out, and I really did like that one too. But I think this one, oh, again, grumpy, closed off hero. We have, what is his name, Calvin, or they call him Fitz. He suffered a very, very tragic loss, and he has just never fully recovered from it. He's still very angry at the world. Very angry at the world. He is, I believe he is a firefighter. Yeah, he is a firefighter. And then we have our heroine, Jamie, who is a traveling nurse, and she comes to live with Fitz and some of his roommates temporarily while she is there working. And these two, they have a really playful banter at first. It is very cute. You can definitely tell that they are interested in one another, but they don't want things to get too messy. They don't want to get too entangled because, again, Fitz is very closed off. He's not really looking for a relationship or anything serious. And Jamie knows that I'm here temporarily. I'm a traveling nurse. This is what I do. I pick up and I move on. I can't give too much away, but you definitely do find out that these two, kind of their stories, and you do learn more about Jamie and her past and how they're sort of connected in ways and how they overcome that, or do they even want to overcome that? There's a lot of emotion going on in here. A lot of anger that has to be let go of before they can be together. But in the end, I loved their romance, their relationship. They had to fight for it. They had to fight to be together. So this is so good if you want definitely some angst and emotion and a little bit of like kind of mystery, I would say. Like, I mean, this isn't romantic suspense at all, but there's definitely a mystery going on here. So if you've read it, you'll know, or if you do read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Definitely not romantic suspense, like I said, but so good. And then we have another book that I have read recently, and that is Peaches and Honey by Raeta. This is book 1 in a duology. Now, I do believe this is getting picked up by a traditional publisher, so I don't think you can buy like the physical copies, but you can still read this on Kindle Unlimited. Well, actually, I listened to the audio on Hoopla, but if you're a physical reader, you can still read this on your Kindle. This is a fantasy romance, but like a historical fiction fantasy. And I'm using fantasy very, very lightly, okay? The whole aspect, the whole premise of the story is that Anna, and you follow her in the very beginning in 1184, and she is granted immortality from a god. And so you're following her throughout her life and up until present day. And this god who has granted her immortality, he pops back into her life. And it kind of follows their relationship, but you're mostly following Anna and just her journey, how she feels about now being this immortal. She's never going to die. How it affects her relationships, how it affects everyday life for her, and sort of how she's so willing to jump in and help with everything. I mean, you see all kinds of historical things in this book. It was really, really cool to read, and especially as a historical fiction lover, I really enjoyed this book, and the writing is absolutely stunning. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, I definitely recommend this one. Now we're going to get into the books that are not romances. I only have 2 of them. Like I said, I guess we'll start off with the thriller. And if you've watched if you're caught up on my videos, if you watch all my videos, this is going to be no surprise to you. Those Girls by Chevy Stevens. This is a 5-star thriller for me. And I'm going to be honest, I don't watch a whole lot of thriller YouTubers or follow a lot of thriller bookstagrammers, even on TikTok. I do follow some, and the ones that I follow, I never hear them talking about this. Never hear them talking about even Chevy Stevens at all. And this book, whew, wow. Okay. It's a heavy book. It's a heavy book. Definitely check your triggers if you're easily triggered by things. We're following 3 sisters, and in the beginning they are still living at home with their father. Their mother, I can't remember entirely if she passed or if she just ran off and left them, but their father is an alcoholic, and he is very, very abusive. So they are left to take care of themselves. And you see their home dynamic and just how they were brought up. And then you see something happens one night where they are forced to flee. They have to run away from home. And then they think that they have found some people who want to help them, but these boys, they have other intentions. And something happens there where they're forced to go into hiding. And in present day, one of the sisters has a daughter, and she is desperate to find out just more about her mother and her aunts and who her father is and why things are just a little weird in the family. She knows that secrets are being kept from her, but she doesn't know why, and she is so desperate to find out. So you follow her as she uncovers things from the past, and these sisters have to come face to face with what's happened. So emotional, and you just get so, you love her characters so much. She really spends a lot of time in their heads, and you just care so deeply for them, and you want them to come out on top, but also there are very, very, very bad things that have happened to them or are happening to them, and you cannot stop reading. You can't stop. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I flew through it. And I mean, this is just one that will sit with me for a long time. And the last book that I'm going to recommend is another very, very popular author. And I'm sure that there are people who talk about this book. But again, the people that I follow in my little community, I never hear people talk about this book. The only person that has ever told me to read this book is Nikki from Nikki and Bookland. Night Road by Kristin Hannah. I know a lot of her historical fiction is very, very popular. This is not historical fiction, but this is, oh my God. I swear almost every book that I read by her, I'm just so amazed by how she is able to write her characters with such emotion and such care, and the stories that she tells, and how, I mean, she puts so much research into this. She thoroughly, she does her work, and she wants to do these stories and these characters justice, and you can just tell she puts just such great care into her books. So Night Road, we are following two perspectives, and we are getting Jude Faraday, who is, she has the perfect life. She has a very loving husband. They're in a very happy marriage, and she has twins, Zach and Mia. And then we also have Lexi. Lexi is pretty much the opposite of the Faradays in every sense of the word. Her mother was an addict who has passed, and she was in the house and she saw that. So she was put into foster care. So she's been in and out of different foster homes throughout her life. And in the beginning of this book, she is told that she has a great aunt who wants custody of her. They really didn't know where she was or who she was with. So when this aunt finds out that, I have, a great niece out there who has been struggling and thinking that she has no family, I want her to come and live with me. And so she goes and lives with her aunt, and that is where she meets Zach and Mia Faraday. I don't want to give too much away for this book because I really think that you need to go into it and just experience it for yourself. This, is so emotionally complex. You are going to feel every emotion throughout reading this book, but the journey that you go on is so heartbreaking, but it's so beautiful. And in the way that you have Jude and both Lexi, how they are able to overcome a situation and how they are able to forgive and move on. It's so beautiful. This made me cry so hard. Oh my God. But please, if you're a fan of Kristin Hannah and you haven't kind of dipped your toes into her more just fiction work, not necessarily her historical fiction, please check this book out. I highly recommend this. This is one, again, that is going to stick with me for a very, very long time. Okay, so that is all for today's video. Let me know a book in the comments down below that you think is underhyped, it needs more hype. And if you have made it to this point in the video and you'd like to let me know, leave me some mountains in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.